Hello, everybody. I'm just going to do a little check-in with Menofit Day. I completely have lost track of days, times, years, everything. So it's Tuesday, so it's day 9. I'm using StreamYard from my mobile. The only thing with these outdoor check-ins, the angles are not that flattering and the lighting's not that flattering. So you can let me know how everything looks and feels when anybody jumps in. Let's see how we get. Hey guys, just let me know that you're there. And I'm just going to have a little listen on here as well. I'll wait for a few comments, see if anybody checks in. Should be live streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So if you've been following along with Menofit, which many of you have, we have done some slightly longer workouts yesterday and today. So yesterday we did what I call is the slow strength. So they're more technique focused, trying to encourage everybody to use slightly heavier weights. Yesterday we did shoulders, arms, back, core, and today we did legs. And I'm always really mindful of everybody that struggles with knee problems, weak knees, painful knees, stiff knees, sore knees. So I'm really interested to see what your feedback is on the 2 workouts yesterday and today. And if you've managed to watch all the talks. So far this week, we've talked about brain fog, big one. We've talked about calories, different techniques to be in a calorie deficit that don't always revolve around counting calories. Because for counting calories, for so many people, it's just not going to happen for lots of different reasons. And I think there's always another way. And it's important to find the way that you can sustain. So if maybe you do track calories for a couple of weeks, you work out where you are, you start to lose weight, you feel good, you feel better. Tracking calories is probably something that you don't want to do for a long period of time, but it is good as a tool. But more importantly, I always think whenever I've coached women in the last 15 years on this is to get the daily habits right first as well. So are you going to go for three meals, space them out, make sure your meals are balanced, you've got carbohydrates, you've got fat, you've got protein, you're drinking adequate amounts of water, you're doing your exercise, you're working on your stress management, and you're just being mindful of your habits around food. So are you doing unnecessary snacking? Are you eating late at night? Are you nibbling and not focusing? You know, for most people, in my honest experience, when they start to tighten up on those habits and be really aware of those habits, and they start to see a shift in body weight without having to do the calorie counting, because naturally, by eating more healthily and being aware of those habits, you tend to put yourself in a calorie deficit quite naturally, which is good. Hello, Amanda. Joe, I've loved day 8 and day 9 and the longer workout. Oh, Joe, I'm just happy that you really enjoyed it. It makes me... The feedback's been phenomenal on this one, and you can definitely shift. I don't know if it's after the pandemic. There's a real mindset shift, I think, around. Of course, we're talking about calories and weight loss, but I think there's definitely more of a shift around wanting to be healthier, wanting to feel better, wanting to work on habits, and understanding that it's not just about the food. You know, there's all these big rocks around that make up optimum health. In menopause, it's not just the food, and cutting calories drastically is not the answer. It's it's going to be sustainable and what you can keep doing for the foreseeable future, and just relearning. I think maybe not just for menopause, but for people in general, is after the virus and lockdowns and being at home for long periods of time, and change how we work, change how we socialize. Everything's sort of changed, although it's kind of coming back to normal. We've changed. And I think many people have got into a bit of a chaotic way of eating and snacking. And I think just addressing that and almost going right back to basics is key. Thank you, Mike. Loving your videos. Thank you. Hi, Amanda. And is this something that you think all of you could continue on with? I think if you want to continue on, have a think about, come and join us in. I have an online studio called Rachel Holmes Online Studio, believe it or not. And I do a workout every morning, 6:30 till 7. You don't have to do it with us live. It's live every day. And you can pick it up through the day at any time. Seeing what's going on in the pool. But that might be your next step, next step forward if you've enjoyed the accountability and you really like being in a group and the check-in and sharing of recipes and ideas and the talks. There's always the thing with nutrition and health, and especially menopause as well, there's always new information coming through, which is exciting, I think. We're still, it's still very new discussing menopause midlife. It's something that's not really been discussed in previous generations. And there's a lot more information, there's a lot more help, there's a lot more experts, there's more studies, there's more research, the NHS are more open. So it's there's new things coming through all the time, which is exciting. Hello, Helen. Loved the routine this week and done some of the suggested meals. Oh, wow. I want somebody to see, I don't do the recipes. That's not my forte. My fabulous assistant, who's been with me for years, Lauren, creates all the recipes. Lauren is a foodie and a fabulous cook and loves to find and cook all the recipes and try them out. So if you do cook any of the recipes, please take a picture. Let us know what you think. They're very much, we like recipes that are sort of, throw it all in and go. They're not, you can always exchange different ingredients for other things. You can swap, you can mix and match. It's a nice sort of rough guide. That's what we like. Hi. Hello, Elaine. Elaine, you are absolutely smashing it. You've done everything, every workout, every talk. You've been on every live. You've been engaged. You've been focused. It's sort of when everything, you reach a certain point and think, right, got to address this now. Got to get on top of nutrition. Got to get on top of all these other health, cornerstones of health. Oh, I'm really glad you've enjoyed it, Helen. Totally agreed. It is. And now the trick is, I've helped you be aware of the healthy habits and things to change. And it's now putting that into practice. And of course, you've got to accept that there's going to be stressful days every day. Stress is going to come. Stress is going to happen. Big stress, little stress, dripping tap stress. People that drive you mad. That's just, it happens. Social media, emails, whatever, that happens. And it's sort of accepting that and then just keeping going, not letting the stresses derail you. Because as, the sex hormones are decreasing and we're seeing this increased secretion of cortisol, stress on top of stress on top of stress, long term, it does cause all kinds of disease. So it's getting a handle on stress and having a bit of a game plan. When you do feel anxious, when you do feel overwhelmed, what do you do? Rather than going to the fridge and eating, maybe you go for a walk, you put some music on, all these really simple things. I always tell you, I tidy up, I fold things, straighten papers on a desk, whatever your thing is to just help make sense of how you feel. These little tools really do help. Oh, I'm joining in, I'm glad. Ilona, how are you getting on? I'd love to know. I think we know, don't we, Amanda, doing the workouts every day, even in tough times in life, having that, I always, like when it was the pandemic, we got up, we did our workout 6:30, no matter what was happening. My little boy would be running pulling out my wires, jumping on my head. At times it was like, oh God, I can't do this. This is so hard. But, we did, it showed up every day. And I always say this, a mentor of mine, Rob Moore, always says routine equals results. And I really do believe that with everything in life, routine equals results. And it's pushing yourself to do the hard things when you push yourself through it, because your brain will always go into self-preservation. Oh, stay in bed, Amanda. Stay in bed for another half an hour. Oh, you've been so good today, Rachel. When you go to the buffet here in Turkey, go and help yourself to 7 desserts. Your brain will say that. And it's like, no, because, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to feel like shit the next day. I'm going to feel bloated. I'm going to feel puffy. You're going to see it under my eyes. And it'll be, it'll be nice for a minute. And then you've got to kind of future think it. Loving everything, hardly recognise myself. Really, Lisa? That is a flipping mammoth statement. hardly recognise myself. Go everywhere with water. Cut out the snacks and not missing them. Smaller portions. I'm sorry, I can't read these with the sun on me. Smaller portions, and even made a veg omelette last night. And I'm not usually keen on eggs. That's phenomenal. That really is phenomenal. It's as well, Elaine and Lisa. It's the power of a group. It's the power of a group. I've always thought that with group exercise, the power of a group, when you've got people together, all with the same goal, all with a common interest. We're all in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, all backgrounds, doing all sorts of things. But the common goal is to feel better in menopause, feel healthier, take control of health and fitness and nutrition. And that's a massive common goal. I've struggled as I get awful migraines. I get that. And they have struggled while I've been doing this. I've not been, I get it. Have you chatted to your GP, Ilona? What does your GP say? Has now started HRT. On the upside, you might see a massive difference then. You'll be continuing to stick with the program. Yes, you must. Interesting to see how your migraines when you start your HRT. Give it a good few weeks, or maybe a month, and see how it pans out. And also, if you can sort of look back with your migraines, is it anything that's a trigger? Is it is it sugar? Is it booze? Is it stress? It's stress related. Is it all of the above? It's very common menopausal symptom, though. Migraine is really. It's great reading about everyone's. I know it really is, and it's small changes. I think back in the day, I would do programs like this, and it was all or nothing. Everybody's on it. We're doing it, invested, and that's it. This is, I think, as I said at the beginning, a real mindset shift where it's at the end of these 2 weeks, if you've exercised 5 times a week, if you've drunk more water, if you've eaten healthily, that's massive. That's massive. Okay, so you didn't exercise every day, or you didn't do absolutely everything. That's not a problem. It's going in the right direction. I always think it's just think of one step and the next step, which is why I always like small, shorter programs. Just focus on 2 weeks. That's it. Focus on that. Then focus on another week, then another week. And before you know it, you've done a month, then you've done 6 weeks, then you've done 8 weeks, and time rolls on. I do take prescribed meds for the migraines. They're attached to my cycle, so get them every month. I've done for 8 years. Such a bummer. I wonder how. Let's see how your HRT. I'm sure you're going to see some improvements as well, and doing everything positively that you are with your health and nutrition and hydration, especially. It's okay. Hormones, isn't it? If it's all linked to your cycle, it's all hormone related as well. And now throw into the mix menopause. Oh, the joys. The joys. It's been a pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing these programs. Thoroughly. Mike, I don't know what you're getting from all these, but I hope you're getting something. Maybe you've got a partner or a sister or definitely a mother. So I hope you're enjoying these. Yeah, it's been great. I love reading all of your comments in there underneath the YouTube groups. Yeah. And you know what? For the HRT, when I first started on HRT, it didn't work for me for the first time. I had the patches and it didn't work. And I stuck them out for about 6 months, went back to the GP, and I started getting migraines with them. And then we changed it, and I went on some different ones and different again. So even if that's not the right one, go back, talk to your GP, and there's so many different configurations of HRT. You can, so many different types, brands, dosages. So it's not just trying, it doesn't work. Try again. Hey, Nicola, I was watching you you popped up in my feed in Instagram earlier today, actually. I think, wow, look at Nicola. Hi, Rachel, I'm in Turkey too. That's where I saw you in Turkey. We're having a great time. I hope you are. We're talking menopause here. It's been awesome. I'm missing doing the workouts on Facebook, though. I'll be back Friday morning, so I'll be back with my 7:15 Friday morning workouts. You've got such a massive variety of workouts in this program, for sure. It is great weather. Great weather, great weather. Okay. All right, well, there was my evening check-in. I've only got Wednesday. I've got one more check-in tomorrow at this time. And then Thursday I'll be travelling. So I'll be back checking in with you on Friday. Back to normal, back to reality, Saturday and Sunday. And then have a think if you want to come and have a little test in my online group. If you want to continue on for maybe, come and give it a go for a week in the online group and see how you get on there. Yeah, that would be good for that Friday too. Yeah. Oh, thank you everybody for checking in. And anybody that's on the replay, Marion, I've not seen check in today. Anne's not checked in. Joe's checked in. Wow, I was the same as increasing to and now I thought, yeah, that's exactly me. I was the same, Joe. Had the patches and it just didn't. It didn't do it. I was getting really. I was retaining like lots of water, feeling really puffy as well. But I did stick it out. I had a good go at it, but then it just didn't suit me. Things don't, everything suits everybody. And then I swapped it. Boom, different again. Yeah, I had a really good GP. It was very, very helpful. Rosalind, is it? No, absolutely not. You definitely go and have a chat with your GP, Rosalind. See what they say. Definitely not. If you follow Dr. Louise Newsom, go to YouTube and have a look at Dr. Louise Newsom, and there's a whole video where she talks about women taking HRT into their 60s and their 70s actually and beyond. So I can't remember what a YouTube channel is, but if you Google or go to YouTube and Google Dr. Louise Newsom and follow her, she does a newsletter that comes out I think on a Tuesday. She does regular, really interesting videos on YouTube, and she's probably one of the UK's leading private doctors around menopause. A real campaigner for menopausal education, and she definitely did a really interesting video about that, Rosalind. So go and have a look. All right. Okay. Good stuff, everybody. Okay, I shall check out and wish you all a lovely evening back in the UK. Been listening to Dr. Susan. Yeah, really informative, Jill. You've got to be the information gatherer. You've got to research and read, and because nobody's going to do it for you. You've got to research everything. And if you go to the GP and they put you on HRT, or if that's what you want to do, research it, find out what is it, what are the side effects, what happens, what's the dosage. Know everything, know the subject absolutely inside out. And if you are thinking of going to GP, go armed with information. I always say, write down symptoms, what you're feeling, or you're struggling with a particular symptom. Maybe it's pelvic floors, itchy skin, hair loss, eczema, asthma, strange allergies. I mean, the list goes on and on. Anything that you can notice over the last sort of 4 or 5 years, that just write it down. And when you go to see a GP, you can say, look, I've been monitoring how I feel. And you've got some, because often you go and then you can't remember what to say and you go out your head and you end up sort of maybe not making the best of the appointment. So if you've got everything written down, that's much better. Yeah, 80-year-old. I thought I read that. Yeah. Have a great evening. Oh, I love chatting, everybody. Okie dokie. One more chat from Turkey, then it's back to norm. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy the workouts and enjoy the talks, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Big kiss from Turkey. See you later. Thank you for tuning in.